Chapter 14, Animal Essence. The subject of animals is one of my favorites. Having such strong protection theme, it's natural to me. I also just love them for who they are. They are so benevolent, majestic, and honorable, yet they are abused worse than anything else. Even on the other side, angels and human essence have been looked down on them and treating them second-rate citizens of creation. Animals were the only ones being forced into bodies by orders of the original first being halves to have lives in order to serve others. It was also being done to placate the growth of the human souls and essence. This is an atrocity. It was stopped in May 2013 by Era, immediately after he finished destroying the remaining 30% of the original male and female first beings. Animals are of essence spirit only. No animal souls were ever created. They had to be very strong to do what they do. Essence is a minimum of 1,000 times the strength of a soul when first released. After having had an average of 1 trillion lives before the first souls were released, they've become larger and stronger still. Animals have always had lives almost back to back. Their lives were short in years, but quite violent. Think about it. As a rule, animals have to kill each other almost daily just to survive, stay alive. Then humans kill them daily too. This is all part of the self-destructive abuse system built into our creation. But animals have had to suffer the worst of it. They've had to endure the most. Then, once they got home to the other side, second dimension, they were still treated without respect. This is a thing of the past. Animal essence now resides at M66 in the home of the new source spirit. Animals are finally receiving the respect they deserve. It's about time. Animals have been imbued with the newly mutated source spirit from Era. The human and Fae essence fields immediately voiced their objections as they were initially left out. They were shut down hard and fast, but with proper explanation. Dealing with the truth is their issue, not Era's. Animal essence has been abused more than anything else and has maintained their code of honor and compassion. Justice for everything has come to the other side and will be here soon. Before long, all the bodies in all dimensions, as well as spirit on the other side, will understand, or at least have to accept, that all creation is equal people listen, but they usually learn most of what we show them in our actions. This is also true when spirit. There is no perfect, only all of us in and out of body. Animals come into body to help us in many ways. One way they help us by helping us understand compassion. This can be seen anytime you look into an animal's eyes. The original first being, male and female, had no intention for this to happen. It's solely a gift from animal essence. The original first beings were happy to see people with compassion cringe and suffer when they saw animals suffering or already dead. These wonderful beings also help support Gaia's physical support structure we call nature. There is beauty in nature, but again, constant abuse. People look at a hawk flying away with a mouse in its beak and say, look at the beauty of nature. Does anyone ever wonder how the mouse feels? Creation is about all in it, not just us. Because of all their suffering, a lot of animal essence has built up abuse frequencies in their spirit. This will be completely removed up by the end of 2015. That will not be just from one planet Earth. This will include all of the trillions of planets. None of us needs these frequencies inside. They're similar to a cancer that doesn't spread. Once removed, these frequencies leave no scars. They just leave a feeling of relief. That's how people have left when I do it for them during consults while in a body. Animals also attempted to teach us a sense of honor. People sometimes express their feelings about other people, saying they act like a pack of wolves when they're really not acting up to a wolf's standards. For being put in bodies that can't function at the same level as the humanoid ones, they do exceptionally well. If you could actually talk to animal essence outside of the body, you would realize how very intelligent animal essence is. They are equally as intelligent as souls, if not more so. Animals are not what you think they are. The different bodies they've been given are misleading. I have deep conversations about anything and everything with my Black Panther. He has never lied to me, not even once. I trust his honor above all. Animals are quite the blessing. Let's get a little deeper into animal essence. Animal essence has lives in all the different animal bodies relative to the planet they're living on. As mentioned earlier, animals have animal essence, not soul. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule. Dolphins' bodies are mostly filled with human essence and soul now. Horse bodies are just beginning to fill with human essence and soul. The large beasts you call Bigfoot also have been animal, human and fey essence and soul for many ages. It started before the second stage of life on this planet, when other races brought them here to hunt. They are experts at avoiding capture and the gaze of others. Some were already filled with human essence and soul before arriving here to Earth. When in our natural state spirit, we all talk to each other as we would while sitting at a table with friends. Many of the human essence and souls have, for a long time now, felt themselves to be better than animals. This will no longer be tolerated. Those who feel this way will have the opportunity what it's like to be animal essence to enhance their personal databases. This creates an understanding of and appreciation of who animals are and what they've gone through for humans. Do you think angels are the only ones who serve? Animals do it while in a body and suffer harshly for it. As I frequently state, they are beings of great honor. Those who abuse animals will start to lose them. New laws will come into effect protecting them, but we have to do the legwork to make it happen. The other side will support it and make it happen. We can initiate a need or desire, but it's the other side that makes it happen. Don't ever lose sight of that. You can't control your future, but you sure can enhance it. You would not believe the vast amount of knowledge that most people are missing out on by not communicating with their animal spirit guides. It's as a loss to you as it is a gift from them. You can talk with them as you would any person, actually better. They have incredible knowledge to share and do so with great honor. They simply will not lie. This is quite unique at the present time. New laws are about to be put in place in the second dimension that will prohibit lying to the bodies or each other as spirit. Chapter 15, Universal Essence. Universal essence is a large topic, vast in size as well as function. It has a rather unique job. It maintains lives, bodies, and much more. Universal essence also does get much time off from its job. It has had to keep things going for others since the spirits began having lives. Universal essence includes powerful spirits that can be a little harder to understand when you first meet them. You should try talking to a star. If you think you have, guess again. Planets, female, universal, spirit essence, Gaia, the energy in the earth, is easy for us to talk to. She not only owns our bodies, but a part of her planetary essence is in us, or her energy is the first part of the core spirit energy, or kundalini, that's put in your body. You can talk to her, but you still have to reach out to her while in a calm state. Here's a little something for you that no one really understands yet. Many people talk about ascension and changing their personal vibration, and they worry about having negative thoughts. That's a total waste of your time. Excuse. When the body dies, one ascends into one's normal self. That's the only ascension there is, other than changing from one stage of soul evolution to another when you're out of body. When you're in a body, you're attached to physical matter. This is a source of possible negativity. These frequencies will not make you negative, but they can be an obstacle to deal with. In this way, you can change your negative attitude during this life only. It is an issue with the current life and is dropped with the body anyway before you go back home to the other side. However, the total sum of the negative events in your life doesn't have an effect on your energy when you return to your natural state. This is why, according to this planet's time frame, you need to wait 100 to 150 years before having another life to release these frequencies. If you don't, those negative feelings will harden into abuse frequencies. This is the only source of your past life issues. Planets having female universal essence, that of a loving mother, do many incredible things. It's a shame so many think of Gaia as ground or dirt to walk all over. Not only do our bodies physically come from her, but her energy feeds us every day on multiple levels. Gaia maintains the plants and gives us oxygen to breathe. She supplies minerals which help the body regenerate itself enough for you to finish your life here. Her energy helps maintain everything here by bathing us in a soft form of nutritional energy. She is literally the mother of all the physical being bodies here. This includes all physical life, not just human. Too many of us forget that we're visitors here, and there are many others around us in different physical forms. The human race as a whole is incredibly arrogant. We were led this way under a false pretense that has affected us like a cancer. Heart energy protects us from it. Those of us who have it anyway. When I help others learn how to relax so they can communicate with these spirit guides and more, I lead them to breathe in and feel Earth's energy flow into them. Then, when they exhale, they feel the release of their troubled emotions or energy back into the planet. Gaia takes care of that also. This, along with hyper focus in the initial stages, is how you become aware of your true self flowing into yourself. So you can flow out of yourself to any place or time you want. This is how you can learn to astral project, talk with spirit, and more. Gaia, spirit in earth, is a loving, nurturing being who provides and cares for all on earth. Why shouldn't she? She's loving, female, universal essence, and all physical bodies on her are a part of her. It's amazing to me how she's continuously abused and has little to no concern over her well-being. Instead, too many people care about the latest phone game or upcoming event. How about owning up to the fact that we're destroying provider of our bodies as well as our support mechanism? Every tree we cut down decreases our availability to oxygen, increases our soil erosion problems, and decreases the nurturing energy given off by it. This is all for what? Progress. How is that considered progress when we already have so many empty homes available? Why not keep them alive anyway? The trees around my house have lowered my utility bills and more. Now let's take a brief look at Earth's water. We are dumping garbage into our seas, actual physical garbage from all that we buy. Many companies in the pursuit of profit are polluting our streams with chemicals, killing us as well as the life in the streams. They call this progress. It's only progress towards our own end. Water is a source, a major source of life here, as well as most other places. This is simple insanity. The beings most often called Greys are actually Serpoians from the planet Serpo. These beings belong to an old race that's been coming here for over 1 billion years now. They've watched us walk the path of self-destruction. They know this damage is being done and has been for a long time now by the beings here who run this planet from the shadows. The Serpoians don't understand why these beings don't care more about the planet. That says little for us, as they don't have as much feeling about things as most of us. It's sad. It's an ancient reptilian attitude that has caused great destruction on many planets. We've had people coming to this beautiful planet for billions of years now. They originally came to inspect, learn, and appreciate the flora. They traveled across light years to do what we can't: appreciate our planet. Even though we live here in the middle of it, I find it that shameful as well as embarrassing. Maybe this book can help some of people wake up what's going on in front of us as well as on the other side. Stars. Male universal spirit essence. Stars have male universal spirit and can be difficult to converse with. They often have a bit of an attitude and don't talk much at all ever. Their essence and contain less than 2% negative frequency, but they tend to act a little more arrogant than the other fields. Stars are incredibly powerful, but have next to no understanding of lives. They have an important job in supporting life on all planets with their solar energy. This is no small feat. They can also destroy planets when made to do so. This is usually a scheduled event, but sometimes it's just made to happen. When male universal essence star and a female universal essence planet combine, you have a powerful combination. This energy supports life, but is also magnetic in nature. It has a powerful pulse. It should be as it's a large living spirit, but there's more to it than that. Let me give you a good example. Our moon orbiting the Earth. Many people feel that the moon has strong female energy spirit. It does not. The moon is an inanimate object moving through space. Its glow does have an effect though, wouldn't it? Its mass is moving through space near us. It causes the tide to change and more. How is this possible? How does this happen? The moon only has the energy necessary to maintain physical cohesion. It has no spirit, male or female. Our sun, male universal essence, bounces off the moon, which acts like a reflector. It takes out some of the harsher radiation and then sends it here to Earth and elsewhere. But before the energy hits us, it moves through Gaia's spirit, the Earth's spirit energy. Gaia adds her own energy to it, and voila, we have powerful female and male energies. This is a complete or full field of energy. It really helps soften the male solar energy. It can move blood, water, and definitely our emotions. This energy combination is also very magnetic. Remember that electricity and magnetism are part of our spirit energy. As magnetism was one of the massive energy fields involved in creating the original first being. People often wonder about alignment of planets having some sort of magical effect on things. It's not magic, it's magnetic. Chapter 16, Plant Essence. We've already said a bit about plants and how they help us. There's a lot more to talk about. Plants are alive. They are beings in another physical format, aware and sentient. While young, I saw a Kirlian photograph taken of a leaf shortly after pulled from a tree. It had glow all around it. You could see that the perimeter of the leaf had a glow. Then the leaf had a large portion cut out of it, and a new picture was taken. You could see the same glowing outline as if the leaf had not yet been cut. You could also see the same glow all throughout the section that was missing. This was very interesting to me and somehow made sense. Your spirit guides are hanging around the right side of your brain, helping you and trying to guide you through life. They tell you things, help you feel things, keep your life flowing as close as possible to your life path. Your spirit guides help you put your life together before you were placed in the body. The same thing happens with all sentient life, like plants. Plants have plant spirit guides who help them deal with what they are going through. The first time I saw spirit in a tree with my own eyes. I was looking out the sliding glass door at my backyard. This was exciting. I had never seen the life force in a plant yet, at least not in this way. I was relaxed as I looked outside. Then my physical eyes went out of focus. I could still see, but things were a little blurry. I say blurry because I could still see shapes, but not the little details. That's when I noticed one tree I was looking at was glowing. I mentioned it earlier. It's a great white beech tree, the Fay beech tree. The glow was a beautiful flow of yellow, white, and green energy. It's not only was it soothing, but it was also very strong. I could hold I couldn't hold that image very long, but it was a great one. I wanted to see it clearer, so when I started to focus on it physically, I lost sight of it. Seeing things metaphysically is one of your birthrights and abilities. I didn't say it was easy at first, though. That happens through usage only. Then, it's like using your two physical eyes. It's a normal process. Plants and trees don't have the ability to move around as animals and people do. They're pretty much stuck in one place. This makes for a boring life rather than communicating with what's around them. Believe it or not, they love to talk and with anyone of good heart who goes by. These are happy moments for them. They actually have feelings. Open your heart to them, and you can communicate with them. Communication with plants is not like usual conversation with people. It's a system of feeling and understanding. It takes a little time, more so for some than others. Remember, we're all different with individual strengths. It's still communication just the same. I was relaxing in a calm thought, or some calm meditation, at a river near my house, talking with the water for the first time. The water is filled with many smaller beings that are rather unusual. After finishing, I left the water's edge and was spoken to in a clear voice. The conversation is personal, but as I looked behind me, I saw that the voice came from the bank of trees on the other side of the river, about a quarter of a mile away. I was almost surprised that the whole bank of trees has never talked to me, but I was also deeply saddened by the communication. It let me know something I wasn't aware of yet. The plants are waiting to leave. If you take time to sit by a tree and feel into it, you start to develop a relationship of feeling with it. Once your mind is open and aware, you can feel what it's trying to tell you. After you're fully awake, you might be able to talk with it. There's only one way to find out. You have to apply yourself and use your abilities. The first time you tried to ride a bike, you probably fell, or at least had problems. You soon learned how, and it became second nature. Plants and trees have a different dual core energy system than humans and animals. As stone contains the energy of the planet's planetary essence throughout it, so does plants. The plant's essence within the plant body flows through it as its core from its roots to the top of its structure. This is their kundalini. When a tree is cut down, the two spirits leave it, the planetary essence being last. The Gaian spirit goes into the earth to stand next to Gaia, and the plant essence spirit flows like a human spirit to the second dimension, which is a foot and a half to our right and 3 feet higher than us. Plants have their own field of plant essence for this planet as they do on others. The same is basically true for all spirits reincarnating on this planet. Plants hang around one planet for a long time before moving to another. It's sad how plants also do so much for us when they're neither appreciated nor understood. This is our shame as a human race, if not individually. Many of you are aware of them. This brings them most of the little joy they receive. Plants are helped by Gaia, the Fae, animals, and some humans. Insects are used by Gaia to help them maintain themselves. If you look at insects and reptiles, you will only see energy of the planet Gaia. They have no dual core systems. Many insects and reptiles are meant to carry out a supportive function, but that function is not only to help maintain our physical planet. They've also been used by the original first beings to be a source of abuse. Mosquitoes, roaches, fleas, and ticks, and many others have no function, and that can be accomplished by some of the more helpful ones. It's merely one form of the soft abuse systems used today. Chapter 17, Human Essence. Human essence is a very broad field. 3 different sections have evolved from it, each having a separate function as it was involved with a different aspect of the growth of the souls. The Fae and the animals' essences each had about 1 trillion lives before the first souls were released. The Fae have had fewer as their lives were much longer, and the animals have had many more. Their lives are so short. The elders are actually both human and Fae essence beings that are grouped together in small councils to help others in having their lives. We're going to talk about the human elders now. There are millions of human essence elder councils. Each elder council is composed of 21 elders. There are 9 females, 9 males, and 3 overseers. The 18 male and female counselors look over the basic life plans written out by spirits wanting to go embody and decide if they're valid or not, if they are relative to the person or people involved and are not ridiculous in nature. They're usually allowed. The 3 overseers can object at any time, but usually just watch things as they happen and clean up problems before they go too far. From time to time, there is an impasse between the counselors, or there are too many gray areas in an important place. That's when the overseers personally take charge of the situation. They have had more experience than the others and are considered wiser. These overseers have had over a trillion lives and understand how to handle the format for lives as the original first beings have preferred. If not for the original first beings' bad format of abuse, I'm sure the overseers would have given everyone better lives. Messiahs. Now, here's a class that you've heard of, but it really doesn't apply much to this planet. The only Messiah on this planet that was human essence was in the body called Jesus Christ. All the others were actually source spirit inside. So were all of the 5 Adams and Eves. Since the third wave of souls was 80% released, the messiahs on other planets were mostly human essence. There is more human essence than Fey essence. That's simply relative to the makeup of the original first being. Messiahs are used to having very difficult lives for the most part. Although Jesus never died on the cross, he suffered greatly. What's worse, suffering through something and dying, or living through it, still physically and mentally suffering from it? That's obvious. The messiahs were sent here to give people inspiration and cause to keep going while still staying docile and compliant with their lives in general, because they will receive great gifts in heaven. What about having a good life here too? Messiahs were meant to be a good example for others, to help them keep going. Many messiahs gave us a decent way to try to understand ourselves and each other in order to get along. There are many good examples of wisdom given to us from them. Lifers. Lifer is a name I've given the largest branch of human essence. They're here to have a life and grow stronger, while hopefully leading by example and teaching others how to do the same. This is the largest branch of human essence. That being said, the proportion of human and fey essence beings to all souls is very small. About 1/20th. Many important people have been essence. Once you learn how to see and feel them, you can see for yourself. Their spirit is very strong, so it's easy to understand why they were given those lives. Their lives are often prominent, but also quite painful. There is more human essence than fey essence, by a ratio of about 3 to 1. Oh, excuse. It just so happens that the original first being was more human essence than fey. On this planet right now, there are about 5 humans to 1 fey. Still, when you compare these numbers to the number of human and fey souls that exist, they represent a small portion of the total. Human essence beings, like the human souls, were told by the original first being, male and female, that they were created in their image and that this made them special. They were also treated this way. You see, there's never been any equality on the other side. At least not until now. This imbalance is a largely part of the source of the problems here, all the problems over there, and more so here in the physical third dimension. Human essence, like all other essences, exists as one large, very large, massive field of spirit energy that consists of a multitude of individual beings in close proximity. These individuals come together and act as a whole for the most part. The third stage of evolution of the souls is very similar. We'll discuss that later. Individual human essence beings came out when they want to have lives, but usually remain together when they do not. Some like to just take off and explore, but the majority don't. As with the other fields of essence, human essence beings were some of the first beings to have lives after Lily and Era started things going. The first few 100 million lives. Human essence beings are very strong and have acquired the knowledge of the old way. They must now learn the new way of compassion and honor without abuse.